As Walmart updates Web 2.0 technology in the organization must consider legal and ethical issues when implementing the modernized system. This acceptable use policy provides guidelines to establish appropriate and acceptable practices of Web 2.0 technology. The acceptable use policy meets compliance requirements of the law and provides ethical standards for technology development. The acceptable use policy is designed to protect Walmart, the employees, customers, and other partners from misuse. The acceptable use policy outlines rules and responsibilities for the employees at Walmart that use Web 2.0 technology. Every user is responsible for ensuring he or she is compliant with the rules covered under the acceptable use policy. The rules are defined into 4 different categories: intellectual property, copyright, fair use, and privacy policies. Understanding these laws will help Walmart train new employees as well as current employees to represent the company in a lawful and ethical manner. Failure to do so may result in copyright infringement or theft of intellectual property. An accusation of improper use of copyrighted material could result in damage to the company's reputation and credibility. A recent study revealed that 54% of workers do not think about the need to obtain copyright permission when forwarding information or are simply ambivalent. Awareness and education are the keys to success. In the proposal created on March 4, 2013, there were 2 Web 2.0 technologies proposed. The proposed ideas are to enhance the organization's operating systems by using blogs and podcast applications. The creation of a corporate blog for employees will be a valuable tool for the employer to reach the employees. Job postings, corporate memos, and a list of the company policies will be available. The blog will be monitored daily to review content and postings. Strict adherence to company guidelines pertaining to the protection of intellectual property and copyright laws will be enforced. Existing in the public domain has its complications. Any questionable material submitted to the blog will not be approved unless the company guidelines are followed. The content of the blog from its inception will have to be scrutinized. From design to content posts, Walmart is encouraged to assess the copyright risk management. The financial component is clear. The ethical use and distribution of intellectual property not belonging to Walmart should be managed carefully. Before content is used, the proper license needs to be obtained from a licensing broker or from the owner of the information. One of the functions of the blog will be to collect user information and feedback. Users will log on to the blog using their name and company ID. Protecting the information of the user is at the highest priority to Walmart. The confidential information of the employees must be protected from the external users of the internet and from employees of Walmart that do not need access to the information. All security measures must be in compliance with the Privacy Act. Integrating podcasts into an initial training course can be a valuable tool. Podcasts offer a flexible option for relating information to a wide audience. However, podcasts are also a medium that can easily be used in an unethical way. Strict adherence to the company guidelines and copyright laws must be followed. Graphics, statistics, music, and video are all examples that require permission or a license before they are used in a podcast. The company compliance officer or team may need to approve content before it is distributed as a training tool or corporate memo. The same standards taken to protect the user information when creating security systems for the blog will apply for podcasts as well. To retrieve the podcast for viewing, the employee will need to sign in to a secure database using their username and password. This will ensure that the podcast is being viewed by the people that it is intended for, as well as tracking the attended persons have actually received the podcast. Security of employee information and corporate profile must be protected according to the Privacy Act. When designing instructional material via podcast for employees, some content can be used under the fair use allowances without obtaining permission or a license. However, instructional content should be considered intellectual property or copyrighted material in most cases. The general rule should be to obtain the license or permission to use the content. Fair use in this scenario may not apply, being that Walmart is not considered an educational institution. All information must be reviewed by the Copyright Compliance Officer before being used. The Code of Conduct for the Acceptable Use Policy includes the following. All training material must remain confidential. 2. All training podcasts must not be distributed to outside sources. 3. All employees must view instructional podcasts using their own ID and password.